Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another interview on MMA Unleashed. As you can see, we're joined by an absolute mammoth, UFC heavyweight, Mick Parkin from Sunderland, here in TFT. Mick, firstly, how are you?
Good, I'm all good, mate.
Yeah, fantastic to talk to you. Obviously, just got announced UFC 304. You'll be on the card. It's what you wish for. It's what you hope for. How does that feel to finally get that, penciled in?
Oh, it's amazing. I was trying so hard to get on UFC 304, just a numbered card, or definitely UK. Like I said, I got a bit close and I started getting a bit nervous, thinking, oh, did actually want us on it? And then I got the news maybe two or 3 weeks ago that I was actually confirmed for it. They were trying to match us and I got matched, so I'm all happy now.
Yeah, so obviously coming off the back of that fantastic win against, a gritty win against Mohammed Usman, now taking on, another good guy in Brzeski. Talk to me about that opponent. What are you expecting from him on the night, from the Polish?
Yeah, I think I watched him fight originally with the Contender Series, on the Contender Series. I keep an eye on all the heavyweights in the Contender Series because especially early on it looks like that's everybody who you get matched with. I think I got offered him, I think my first fight was maybe against him, but he was injured at the time. I'm sure he got offered my first fight, yeah. So I watched a little bit of him for the first fight, then he was injured, so I didn't go ahead. But no, I watched him, he's more of a kickboxer, I would say, but he's definitely durable and tough, and I think it'll be a hard, gritty fight, yeah.
Yeah, obviously you talked about obviously more of a kickboxer. The styles, you think they match up really well. Obviously, you're quite well rounded. You like to take it to the ground. You like to blah blah. You like to kick as well and box. You feel like the styles match up very well for yourself.
Yeah, I think it's a great matchup for myself. Stand up, so people like the stand up. I do feel like I can beat them kickboxing. I also feel like I can take them down, grapple with them as well. So I'm happy to do anything. Like I said, I've watched a few of his fights. He's definitely durable. Obviously had a good win over Johnny Waters' brother. Showed grit and that, got took down, kept getting up. He's one of these, I don't think, no matter how bad it is, he'll give up. He's in the fight and he's always coming forward. So, yeah, I think it's a really good matchup. I'm really confident for my fight.
Obviously, I want to talk about, what sort of statement you're looking for in Manchester. What is that in your head? Obviously, you're coming off a fantastic win against Mohammed Usman, but I feel like there's probably something in your head that you want to get a statement victory, a big knockout or a big submission victory. Is that what you would like to do? And, at home, essentially, in Manchester. Is that what you would like to do, in Manchester 304?
Oh yeah, I'm always looking to improve in fights. I felt like I fought pretty good in Usman, obviously, apart from getting caught with that big right hand right at the beginning. I don't think anything else really landed. I think there was another right hand that grazes and cutters. But other than that, once the first round, I got hit with that shot. I shouldn't even got hit with that shot. Once I got hit with it, I thought, I'll never get hit with that again. I felt good. But yeah, I'm improving all the time, and I hopefully getting better all the time. I think things are still clicking. I'm still working on things, but yeah, I'll definitely push towards a finish. And I think there's definitely a finish there for us.
Yeah, you mentioned that they're obviously getting clipped by Usman. Is that the biggest thing you could take away from that? Is showing you can take a shot, you can come back and can still turn it around. Essentially, say we lost that first round, you came back in the second and third round and dominated. So is that what you showcase yourself to that night? And obviously moving forward as well, that you can take a shot and keep moving forward.
Yeah, definitely take a shot, but I don't want to be taking shots. To be honest, next time, I think the first round, I took the shot, went back the corner. Maybe Fisher was like, you're standing in range with your hands down a bit, your chin, so maybe you can get behind the shoulders, took the chin, and then like I said, I got hit with something stupid. It was more because he goes from nothing to explosive, so it caught us maybe a bit at the back foot, and then once I saw that, I knew, like I said, it was just a stupid shot to get hit with, but that could have been a knockout shot, that could have been him knocked us out and walked off, so I need to learn from the stuff, and I think I am, maybe start a bit quicker, switched on straight away. But I knew it was a good fight. But it was a good time. I was asking for a fight that offered us him. I felt like he was a big name and he's definitely beatable. And I felt like I was more skilled than him. So maybe there's a few people were like, oh, he's a big name and that. But I definitely felt confident in that fight. And so UFC, now you're not going to get any easy fights where you look at them and think, oh, it's going to be an easy fight. So every fight I have, I think, oh, it's going to be the hardest one I've ever had. And then hopefully when you get in there, it's a little bit easier than you expect. But no, I'm nothing away from my opponent. I'll respect the next one. I think he's really, really gritty. I think he'll dig in no matter what. I think in the third round when he's tired, he still comes forward and still throws. So he's definitely dangerous.
Something I'd like to talk about as well. We quickly talked about it before we went on air. UFC 304, obviously, prime time, American time. Yeah. It will be the main event. We're going down at 5 a.m. in the middle of Manchester. Needless to say, it will sell out. The UK fans and alcohol and some fights. It's going to sell out, isn't it? So I just wanted to quickly get your thoughts on that. You could be potentially fighting at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., maybe even 12. How do you feel about that? Obviously, how are you going to adjust to that as well? How does that work out?
So I think fighting I think it starts at 11. Like last time was first prelim. If I was first prelim on, 11's fine. I fought usually local shows fighting 11, 12. That's okay. If I'm late at prelims where it's pushing 1, 2 o'clocks, that is getting a bit where it's just your body clock. So I maybe after the week there, try and stay up a bit later and stuff like that. Or even if like the card gets released earlier, find out I'm on a bit later, maybe train a little bit later and stuff like that, just to get used to it a little bit. Like I said, worst comes to worst, even if tomorrow like you're fighting, it's 2 o'clock, it's not too bad, it's definitely not the ideal, but I do feel like the more for the main card, if you're fighting at 5-4, that definitely can affect you. So hopefully I'm on nice and early like last time and just get in there, get out. But I don't know, because the last time I thought it was a big fight. I didn't think I'd be the first prelim. I thought I'd be like pushing on, and I wasn't. So I don't know how they do the prelims and how they do the card. So I'm not sure. They feel like, oh, you'll definitely be on later now, but it's not guaranteed. That could be first prelim, it could be second. Like I said, first is better, get in and out. But no, I'm looking forward to the big main thing's a crowd. I know it'll sell out, like you said. It sells out no matter what. But just for the fans, it's not great getting in like starting at 11 because like main card's like 3 AM, I think.
Yeah.
It's quite early. Like if you're being the drink, then you're gonna be absolutely mortal going at that time.
And if you bring a lot of Mackhams or a lot of Sunderland people, it's going to be even crazier.
I've heard a few things. Some people are saying they're going to just travel up in the night, all the way through, get the first train back in the morning, and then a few people are like, oh, travel lodge, couple hours kip, then come back. So I don't know what's best. I think either way you're going to be knackered. Like
they're going to be ruined, that's to say the least. But last question. Obviously, you've come so far from obviously your time at Rise and Conquer. Shout out to Rise and Conquer, fantastic little show. Obviously, your coach Andrew Fisher involved in it heavily as well. And that was only just a few years ago. Then you made an extended series straight off the back of Rise and Conquer. Where can you see yourself in another 2 years? What does that look like in your mind? Maybe chasing the top 10, top 5. Yeah. Is that what it looks like? Do you feel like that could be not too far ahead as well?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I says, I knew people. I was telling you, you're heavyweight. You get fast track down the local shows. You have a few local fights and you get there, but maybe you always think about the bigger shows, but then like it actually came around. And I was like, oh. It's happened, and now like the UFC, I know I've had 3 fights in UFC, 4 with the Contender Series and the big show. So I went from like little shows to like a massive jump. Didn't get that like medium ground, but I enjoy it. Like I said, I just keep working hard. Like in 2 years' time, like I like to take my time and just fight as much as possible. But I know heavyweight, like 1, 2 more, you're probably in the top 15, then you get pushed on. But like I said, I'm not ready to fight anyone. I think the UFC have been fair matching us. They haven't like went crazy and give us like a top 10 guy like the third fight. They've been quite fair. They've all been Contender Series winners and stuff like that. Or Mohamed Usman was probably the biggest test, but at the time I was 3-0. I was 2 in the UFC, he was 3-0, so I think it's quite fair and stuff like that. So it's great. Like I said, I was just happy to be on. I took anybody for this Manchester card. It's great to be on it because, like I said, I was getting a bit, to the ones on it, am I going to miss it? And then, because there's no guarantee, like I said, I think every UK fighter wanting to be on it. Every European fighter probably wanting to be on it. And it's a big show, and it's good to have, obviously, Tom, my training partner, to be like the co-main event. So it's good to be around him fight week. We've got a big team together. We're getting quite well, so it's like amazing for the fight week.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Tom as well. Obviously, great to have him in the co-main event. Sort of be side by side throughout the whole process of it all. How good is that to have like your mate, co-main event, really good friend, teammate, partner, etc. in the co-main event? Walking it throughout fight week. I'm sure you'll be together with fight week and be close. So how does that feel to have someone, really well there in fighting the same card?
It's amazing. I think obviously UFC London he was on and he showed us the ropes, he looked after us, he told us like what to do, who to see and stuff like that. It made it so much easier. And we just had a good laugh, like we're all great friends. His training partners come down, his coaches are getting well, so we just like hung around together, went for meals together, and it was so chill the fight week. So I feel it'll be like that again. We can camp together, so I go to Wigan where he's at, maybe he's every Monday for like 2 days of training and come back up, train here. So I'm mixing up with him all the time. Like we're in camp together, so it's good. And like at the end, we're always doing like little finishes and that, and just like doing all the hard work together. It's good. And then hopefully on fight night it shows, and we both got 2 great wins.
Yeah. Last question before I let you go. Training going on here, and I don't want you to miss it. Big fight coming up at the UFC. So, last one. Do you feel like the top 5? You mentioned earlier that you have your eye on the people in the Contender Series at heavyweight because you could be facing them straight away. And how as you talked about, heavyweights seem to get quite fast tracked, etc. Blah blah blah. So. You've got the eye on the Contender Series. Do you feel like maybe the top 5, top 10 have their eye on Mick Parkin? Do you feel like that's, what's going on?
Maybe, like I says, like I think locally I'm getting noticed a bit more, especially the UK. I think on the cusp of things, they're probably not really watching. Maybe it's the odd one Caesars and things, or Caesars go around it. Maybe through training with Tom that the Caesars a bit more. But no, maybe it's me. I just focus on Lucas for my next fight. I don't even look ahead of that. I get that win and then I'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Łukasz Brzeski, Mick Parkin, UFC 304 in Manchester. Make sure you're there. Mick, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Catch you there. Thank you.